them up. Now let's go. Running cartwheel. Number 1. That's a cartwheel. Next. Let's go. Please, can we put our hands together for the 3-year-old? Let's go. Another good one. Beautiful. Please, let's keep encouraging them. Okay, next. Okay, let's go. Catch with 2 hands, catch with 1 hand. Catch with 2 hands. And a cartwheel with 1 hand. Next. Beautiful. I love my 3-year-old gymnast. 2 hands and 1 hand. Next, go. Cut with 2 and then catch with 1. Next. Catch with 2 and then catch with 1 hand. Okay, and a 1 hand. Next. Let's go. Catch with 2 and then catch with 1. Next.
Let's go there.
Some wrestling and gymnastics there rather, weightlifting and gymnastics. Welcome you on the show. Sports update on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Jishafe. It's always good to promote other sport. We'll be focusing on different sport on the show. Every time we look at sporting activities, we always want to make it an all-rounder event. Well, we look at some stories this particular show that has to do with the Youth Winter Olympics. We start with that particular one. Youth Olympics fund threatening Nigeria historic participation in curling sport. Curling sport is also gaining momentum in Nigeria. We have some young Nigerians. They traveled to Finland and they were able to qualify for the Youth Winter Olympics there. That will be coming up in Gangwon over there in South Korea. That will be in 2024. But right now, according to the Federation President, David, saying, well, they are really looking for funds to see how they can get to South Korea. And they need to camp in Finland first, at least before they get into South Korea for this particular competition. But right now, funds seems to be the one hampering them from moving. And this is not so good, according to the president, because if it's football, there will always be fund. As you speak right now, Super Eagles are over there in Uyo. A lot of money to at least get them in place. In fact, not up to 10% of what they will earn or what they will use for one of the hotel rooms for these kids to get to rather South Korea, also for Finland. So we're using this medium to also call for support for this team, because really they've done well by qualifying. It is the first time Nigeria will be competing in this particular competition. And to let you know the reason why it's historic, this is the first team from Africa that representing Africa in this competition in the sport called curling. Well, joining me to talk sport this hour is Ahmad. Ahmad, you are there with us. We are talking about Youth Winter Olympics, and we have our team who are supposed to travel to South Korea, but it seems fund is a big monster now holding them down.
Yeah, good evening and thank you for having me. Actually, I felt sad reading that story and also hearing it from you. You know, it's a confirmation that it's not a fluke, right? I mean, why is it that other sports keep suffering? And look, at the end of the day, it's still going to fall back to, okay, government not doing this, government not doing that. Honestly, you have people who have actually invested in this country, and this is just a way for them to promote whatever it is they have, businesses, companies, just name it. Why? How? If you probably choose to maybe release fund as an individual or corporate organization or probably stakeholder in any of the, I don't know, ministry, then you still gonna in a way promote yourself, promote your business, your firm, whatever it is, because there's no way they won't mention your name. There's no way they won't appreciate you. There's no way they won't probably brand your name in probably whatever it is they're going to put on to do this sport. And people got to know more about you. Okay, so it's a win-win for you if you choose to sponsor. It's not, I don't know, maybe the mentality is that, okay, if I put in so amount of money, probably to sponsor so set of athletes, what exactly am I going to be getting in return? That a whole lot that you would be getting in return, okay? You just mentioned football, like the Super Eagles are in camp right now. Top-notch hotel, they will be there. The meal they will, probably be taking will be very selective, and it all boils out to budgeting huge amount of money for them. Now, look at the calling game that even Nigeria is going to be the first African country to participate in is suffering a setback just because there is no phone. Something really needs to be done, okay? Because this is just discouraging. At the end of the day, you see people who probably want to go into other sport. They tell you, well, those that have been doing it, we've seen them complaining. They've been suffering. So why should we go into it? It's discouraging, really. And trust me, at the end of the day, these girls maybe struggle, break all of these challenges and still go win something. Then we'll start singing. We'll start applauding them. That's what I'm going to know. They're Nigerians. They're flying our flag. We should be able to do something if we want to get results. Let's just call on corporate organizations. Let's just forget about the government right now. There's need to walk into offices, talk to people, stakeholders. Let them do something. It is very, very important. If we fail to do that, well, I'm afraid, should this maybe at least go out there at the end of the day and they will not perform, you cannot blame them, because psychologically you need to be very okay before you go into any sport. If you're not fit psychologically, no matter what skills you have, there's no way you're going to probably showcase it, because you'll be thinking about a whole lot of things. Imagine a boxer taking puff and pure water. You expect the boxer to go and perform? How? No. It's just too bad, really.
Well, seriously, we just need to do something concerning this particular team representing Nigeria, also Africa, because it's very historic. No African nation has ever competed at the Youth Winter Olympics in curling sport. And we have some very young Nigerians to represent us there. They have less than 60 days to be in South Korea. They need to be in camp in Finland, at least to get used to the coldness before they move to South Korea. But right now, fund is really hampering them from traveling, and they are really calling for Nigerians to support them. But really, something must be done. I think it actually has to be like a legal thing where you have corporate bodies supporting sport, even if it is 0.01% or whatever they get as revenue, just put something into sport. And in fact, not football, other sport really have been suffering. We need to find a way that they promote other sport in Nigeria. It's really getting so worrisome, because it seems football, the beautiful bride, is always being focused on, and we need other sport to also thrive. If you go to the Olympics, if you go to the Commonwealth Games, football can only win one medal. But you look at other sports getting us so much medal on the medal table, and we need to develop all this. We've been talking with Ahmad Emmanuel, and it's so painful when you look at other sporting activities where they have less concern that has to do with raising funds for at least anything they want to do. They are less concerned. I'm talking about the support they get from either government or private bodies. It seems the concern about them is always very less. They don't get much attention, and that needs to be looked upon. That's what we discussed with Ahmad Emmanuel concerning that particular team. Hopefully they'll be able to get to South Korea, also to Finland, to camp before they go to South Korea for that competition. We just have to talk about it to at least update Nigerians concerning this. Who knows where this will get to, and support will actually come. Now from there, we move straight from curling sport to football. This time around, we talk about NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League. Is also, they have their own match, the 8th match that was played over the weekend. Let's look at NPFL together. Ahmad Emmanuel, looking at the match day 8. So many matches were played, but it seems Kano Pillars versus Eyimba was the star match alongside Kwara versus Shooting Stars. But that Eyimba versus Kano Pillars, that particular match, a lot of people were not expecting that particular score line coming from Kano Pillars, but they were able to do it. Let's hear from you, your star match for the weekend.
Well, arguably, you want to say you're correct with what you've just mentioned. You know, Kano Pillars is Mesugida taking on the People's Relevant. But then and again, it's a star match by Nigeria standard. But when we check the stats, talking about the current form, then you probably won't be surprised with what Kano Pillars have actually done. Okay, because for me, I think something is wrong internally that we do not know. And until that issue, you know, those stuff are put into correction, we might have, you know, more poor outings for Imba. I mean, we're going to see more poor outings for Imba. And I don't know, Kano Wanko came on board and a lot of people were excited, in fact, including my very self, like, wow, Papilo is here and maybe something juicy is going to happen. But then you begin to think it's like there are some forces that want to work against him, try to divide the dressing room, the psychology of the players, obviously not top-notch. I don't know. I think overhauling will be done. I won't be surprised. Maybe mid-season, maybe. Whatever happens between now and mid-season will determine. But trust me, Kano Pillars, after going to the NNN and taste action there, he came back to the MPFL and said, well, we're not going down there anymore. So we're going to do everything. You need to start very well. That's the beauty of the game. Your first 5, 6, 7, 10 games will really give you brighter hope and brighter chance of, if not even clinching the trophy, you're staying in the league. You're not going down relegation. So I think that's exactly the spirit that is driving Kano Pillars right now. But trust me, there's another team I really want us to keep an eye on, and that is Lobby Stars FC of Marcodi. This team, well, just keep an eye on them. I won't say more because they'll be so impressive, trust me. They go away, they try to get points. Even if it's a draw, they try to get it, come back home, win their home matches. Sporting Lagos is also trying the best. They are new also in the league, but then they need to improve while going away, like one playing on the road. So by and large, it's been exciting, if you ask me, talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League, and it can only get better. And I also want to commend the fans, especially the northern fans, man. They're just awesome, all right? You see the stadium packed up, like they're chanting, even just a dribble, you see fans clapping and screaming, you know, not even a goal. So it tells you that they're excited, really. And we hope that they will maintain orderliness, no, you know, what's it called? There shouldn't be violence, let me just put it that way. And if that can be maintained and sustained, trust me, the Northerns will actually win my heart forever because the fans are something else, trust me. They're really, really awesome. And for me, it's exciting that we also get to see our own football, or our league, I should say, on the screen, on TV. So it's going to help at least promote our league to the wider world. It's a good one, really. And of course, let's hope that more better things will happen with the Nigerian Premier Football League.
When we're talking about the MPFL, really, match day 8 has been played, and we know that Lobby Stars, as you mentioned, they are really surprising everyone this season. They are doing so well. Maybe we just check the table briefly, and let's look at it together. The table seems to be edging, you know, even though it's a marathon, but the marathoners are beginning to egg themselves on the right position. Let's look at the table of the MPFL match day 8. Lobby Stars are topping there. They are really trying to coast home with 17 points from 8 matches. Raymond Stars, Rangers International, Shooting Stars, Plateau United, Bender Insurance, and you look at Sporting Lagos. Well, for Eyimba, Aqua United, Bayelsa United, and Heartland, the story is not the same. Like you mentioned earlier, that Eyimba, something is wrong internally because you are, even though it was maybe because of the CAF competition, but now they're back home. What's holding them? Why are they not getting it right? Well, for that question, they should be able to, they want to answer. But as you mentioned, Lobby really, they've done so well. They've played 8 matches. They scored 12 goals. 7 against them. They have a goal difference of 5, and they have 17 points. They won 5 matches, they drew 2, they only lost once this season. And it shows that Lobby are really edging towards among the big boys there. For Remo Stars also, the same thing. They have 15 points. They have 7 as goal difference after scoring 12 goals. At least they actually scored 6 against them after playing 7 matches, 5 win, no draw. They lost twice. Rangers International too, under Electrical, they are doing well, playing 8 matches. You look at Shooting Stars of Ibadan, Plateau United, Ben Insurance in that pecking order. So far, looking at this table, apart from Lobby Stars and maybe Remo Stars, from Rangers down to Kano Pillars, it's still a big one, a big fight there, because all the teams are setting themselves right now. Kano Pillars, Sporting Lagos, Abia, Bende Insurance, Plateau United, Shooting Stars. They are all setting up in that on that particular table. Looking at it from the way it is, Ahmad Emmanuel, which team are you picking to be at the top by the time? Let's say by the time we get to week 12, that you expect to be among the top in that particular middle.
Well, if nothing funny really happens to Lobby Stars FC, like if they maintain this consistency, I won't be surprised seeing them at the top when the season comes to an end. Also, Remo Stars are doing everything to represent the country on the continent. Maybe, if there's a star match involving Remo Stars, probably a decider, title decider, and Lobby, maybe they'll get the better of their opponents, because I know surely Ole Sonamel would not want to, just be pushed aside. All right. So if you ask me, it's really looking very exciting. Like, we want to see the best of football, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. The competition is very healthy. Rangers are not doing bad as well. Like, Ilechiko was actually introduced. He left Plateau United, and he came to Rangers. They gave him everything. He actually confirmed that. They gave him everything that he needs to work with, and he's getting results. Trust me, arguably he's getting results. Like, you can see a Rangers FC scoring goals freely. So that's exactly what we want to see. And for Bendel Insurance FC, well, last season, it was an abridged format of the league, and they were unbeaten until the Super 8 that actually exposes them. But then, by and large, you want to say kudos to them. I remember in one of the league matches I was in Benin, and I quizzed the coach, and he said, talking about Monday, he said, well, people should always learn to appreciate the team. He gave some very good excuses as well, that some of the players left and there was no replacement for them. Why would the manager allow some of the best legs to go without finding a replacement? So he's just trying to build again and ensure that the team will bounce back stronger and better. But I think it's not going to be like last season for them. If they maintain the MPFS status, good for them. But making the top 3 or 4, I'm afraid that may probably not happen with Bendel Insurance FC opening this season. I may be wrong though, because the league is still very fresh. But trust me, from what I've seen so far, they rather maintain, at least holding their defense line, not conceding goals, than looking for a way to get 3 points. So for me, Bendel Insurance FC is on a rebuilding process right now, and I don't know how quick they'll pick, to give us the best of, football.
Well, Ahmad Emmanuel talking about the MPFL there, where we're focusing on the league. Well, match day 8 gone, and we have 30 more matches. It's still a marathon anyway, and the sprint, the speed of the marathoners. Let's see who stays top there or who drops. 30 more matches to go. A big one there. We'll wait to see. We'll continue to give you more details concerning the MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League, really, to let you know that, yes, it's back on TV, and a lot of Nigerians are happy. This will also allow Nigerians to know their players. A lot of them can mention all the players in England, but now at least it begins to know the name of Nigerian player because they are seeing them. Now let's digress a bit. Let's leave Nigerian Premier Football League. As we go to the NBA, let's talk about games being played earlier today in the NBA, where 4 games were played. Let's look at the result there. Well, for New York Knicks and Boston Celtic, a big match there. You have Jay Randall getting 25 points and 9 rebounds. Jason Tatum getting for Boston Celtic. He was able to score 35 points and 6 rebounds with 7 assists there in that game that ended 114-98. For Washington Wizards, they lost by 4 points against Toronto Raptors, who won by 111 against Washington Wizards there. You have Kuzma scoring 34 points, while Siakam Paul got 39 points for Toronto Raptors with 11 rebounds and 7 assists in that game. For Chicago Bulls, well, they also lost by 9 points extra to Milwaukee Bucks, who scored 118 to lead that particular game there, where you have top performance of Giannis Antetokounmpo there, was able to at least do well. He was able to score so many points for that particular team, about 35 points and 11 rebounds. And you have Vucevic with 26 points, 12 rebounds for that Chicago Bulls there. And also the last one that has to do with Cavaliers. They are Cleveland Cavaliers. They actually fought hard in that game. Well, for Strauss, 19 points, and for Sabonis, he got 23.9 rebounds and 10 assists in that game. Just to give you updates concerning the NBA, games were played earlier today, and we saw all these that performed very well. They are the likes of Milwaukee Bucks, who are really doing so well in the Eastern Conference right now. Well, for the Western Conference, well, you can't take anything away. For the likes of Denver Nuggets, well, they are doing well with Colorado, from Colorado rather, and we wait to see the defending champion. Will they be able to hold it this time around? It is very possible that they will actually hold it. Well, we move away from women basketball there. Let's talk about Women Champions League that will be coming up tonight. Matches will be played in the Women Champions League, and we have matches for you in Group A and also in Group B. In Group A, we have Rosengard women. They will be taking on Eintracht Frankfurt ladies of Germany. Benfica from Portugal will be away to Barcelona Femenino, where we have our own Nigerian star, Assistant Oshoala Ahmad. Let's look at it one by one. Rosengard versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Seems the team from Sweden, they will be taking all at home against a German team called Eintracht Frankfurt ladies, while Barcelona Femenino will be at home against Benfica women. One by one from you, Ahmad.
Well, I think it's the big one, trust me. As much as we talk about the men's Champions League, there's need for us to also focus or probably acknowledge what the women are also doing. Like, these women who will be taking on the German ladies. I think the German ladies will come all out, not minding the fact that they'll be playing on the road. They have everything that it takes to get a result. But this is women football, and it is always very dramatic. Who knows? Just one moment can define the destiny of the game. But trust me, it's going to be an exciting, night for both sides. Having said that, when you look at FC Barca women, and of course taking on the Benfica women, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, FC Barca women is going to be one way," but that's not the situation here. Because when you look at these Benfica women as well, they are very, very good.
Time, we just have to go now. Really appreciate your time with us. So sorry, our time is really against us right now. We appreciate you for joining us on the show, Ahmad.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is always mine.
Yes, good one there. Ahmad Emmanuel joining us from local Jakogi State there. Well, just before we go Group B also, they have their own fixtures. Game will be coming up there, and those matches will be coming up in the Women Champions League. Right now, Bayern Munich, as it says, Alphonso Davies is not for sale amid transfer rumor coming from Real Madrid, and also Real Madrid eyeing midfielder Florian Wirtz, defender Jeremy Frimpong, and forward Victor Boniface. They want to go for those players for them to join over there in Real Madrid. That will be it on Sports Update. Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.